Good day, everybody. So for lunch today I'm cooking some pork chops. These are actually some assorted pork chops, so not the best quality, but we're going to cook them till they're nice and tender. And I'm going to season them. I dry them off and I'm going to season them with my Cajun seasoning. This is 1 teaspoon, so let me get that done. Might use a little more if that's not enough, but I got 4 pretty good sized chops here. And I went ahead and used 2 teaspoons of my Cajun seasoning. So that's pretty much it. Now we'll go ahead and get them ready to cook. And we'll be using a tablespoon of some light tasting olive oil. I think that'll be plenty. And my trusty non-stick skillet. And my grease is not quite hot enough yet. Alright, once you get your grease hot, go ahead and put your pork chops in. And I think I'm only cooked 3 of them because my pan is not quite big enough for all 4. So I'm actually doing the 3 of the assorted ones, and I'm gonna leave this one. I'll cook that another day, something else. After probably in about 5 minutes or so, we'll go ahead and flip them. We have a nice little brown starting on them, and we'll go ahead and get this side a nice brown on it. We got a nice little brown on them now. As you can see, we'll go ahead and take them all out. Now we'll go ahead and brown our onions. And I'm using the seasoning blend. It's got everything in it. Bell pepper, celery, onion. I'm gonna do a cup. I'm gonna do 2 cups. And we're basically going to brown this till the onions get nice and translucent. So I'm thinking probably about 10 minutes because they were frozen. So there's a lot of liquid that's going to get released. So once that happens, it'll cook out. Then I'll go ahead and brown them. Okay, my onions are just about where I want them at. A nice little brown, just starting on them. I'm going to add a little bit of water to my pan. I'm going to add my minced garlic, 1 teaspoon. And we'll cook this just about a minute. I got my fire all the way on low now. I'm going to add 1 can of tomato sauce. And we'll go ahead and get that well incorporated. Now we'll add our secret ingredient. A guy that I work with, his mom used to make this, so he told me about the recipe. And basically you take some dill pickles, not sweet ones, just regular dill pickles, cut them about that thickness, and we just lay them in. This is 2 of them. And we'll go ahead and stir that to get everything well incorporated. And now we'll go ahead and put in our chops that we pre-browned a little earlier. And we'll go ahead and put in the juice too. Can't waste that. That's where all the flavor's at. And I got some homemade chicken stock that I made a while back. Been having it in my freezer. Yeah, in my refrigerator, I should say. And I'm gonna use the same can that we did for the tomato sauce. Just kind of stir that around. And we just dump that in. And we'll cover and let this simmer until the pork chops are falling apart. And first thing I like to do, being that was cold, I'm gonna go ahead and crack up my heat, let it come to a boil, then I'll reduce it to a simmer. Got a nice simmer going now. Go ahead and put my heat to like a low, medium low. Go ahead and cover it. And I'll probably let this simmer on a real low flame for at least an hour. Like I said, I basically want the meat to fall apart. So we've been simmering now for about 30 minutes. That's how we're looking. I'm gonna go ahead and turn all my chops one time. And like I said, this wasn't the most best cut of pork. So the best thing to do with this is just cook it till it falls apart. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, there you go. Pretty simple. I'm gonna taste it here in about another 10 minutes just to see if I need to add anything else to it. But so far I didn't add anything to it. We've been about an hour. I flipped it one time while it was cooking. It's pretty hard to flip right now because it's basically falling apart, which is where you want it at least for a tough cut of pork like this. So yeah, it's done. I tasted it. The seasoning is actually good. Like I said, just season the taste. Salt's good in it. I didn't really add anything else other than just season the chops with the 2 teaspoons of the Cajun seasoning. And so yeah, we're pretty much done. I was going to maybe thicken the sauce, but it actually thickened pretty good on its own. And there's not a whole lot of grease, just a little bit that I may or may not skim off. I probably won't. I mean, it's really not a lot. So there you go. I tasted the gravy. It does have a good taste to it. And I'm gonna go ahead and remove some of the grease from it. I already stored it, but it's pretty much all coming to the corner here. So I'm gonna just kind of get all that scooped out. I don't really like having a lot of grease on my gravy, so let me get that done. So after I degreased it, I went ahead and put it back on the stove, and I added some green onion tops to it. So I'm gonna just cook this in maybe 3 or 4 minutes, just to get the onion tops wilted pretty good. They were frozen in my freezer, so maybe 2 minutes, just to reheat, just to get them hot. Alrighty, that's all done now, and I'm gonna choose the biggest one probably. This can definitely feed probably 2 people, no problem. And we'll put that right on top of there. Get a few of them pickles. And let me get a little gravy on it. Not a lot of gravy, but like I said, it's only 3 or 4 chops you'll be cooking at a time, so it's actually plenty of gravy. And I'm gonna probably eat on this twice. So let me get it all plated up here, and then we'll see what we got. Well, of course we gotta have a little taste. Like I said, the pork chop is, I mean, it just comes apart with a fork at this point. So that's one of my pickles here. Let's give it a little taste, see what we got. I'm digging it. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. Try just a little bit without the meat, just the gravy and the pickle. I like it. It's very good. Watch it with the salt. The pickle's got a lot of salt in it, so you know, don't over salt it. But yeah, that's pretty good. I'm liking that.